There is no way around it. Sigma males have a bit of a head start when it comes to learning how to live. They are problem solvers and survivors by nature, so they can adapt to any situation. But sometimes that strength can work against them and cause them to make mistakes they wish they could take back. If you're like most Sigma men, you've learned some hard lessons the hard way, but you can always learn something new and put it to use in your life. Here are 9 important lessons that some Sigma men don't learn until it's too late. 1. Being afraid of being different. Being different is not the same thing as being strange. Sigma males often differ from other guys, making them feel like outsiders for a long time. Some Sigma men shouldn't try to change who they are. Instead, they should see their differences as strengths. After all, what draws strong, independent women to them is one of the things that makes them unique. People often say that more people make you stronger. And while that is sometimes true, it isn't always the case. In fact, it can pay off to be different sometimes. Think about it this way. If everyone is doing the same thing, it's easy for someone to blend in and go unnoticed. But if you are different, people usually notice you. Depending on how you look at it, that could be good or bad. Some people don't like being different because they think it makes them strange or weird. But the truth is that it's not bad to be different. It can be helpful in a world full of sheep. A Sigma male who has grown up tends to be more successful than his peers because he uses his uniqueness to his advantage. So don't worry about being different. It might be the best thing you do in your whole life. Even if you are different, you don't have to act like a weird one. There is a difference between doing something out of the ordinary and letting go of all rules. If you want people to take your unique attributes seriously, do yourself a favor and don't go too far with it. Find ways to use what makes you different without going too far. 2. Thinking too much is not always a good thing. Most Sigma men are good at thinking things through, which can be helpful in some situations. For instance, it can help them make good choices or figure out how to solve hard problems. But sometimes, their tendency to think too much about things can backfire and cause them to make bad decisions or have bad things happen because of them. Thinking too much can also cause stress and worry when there is no real reason to be worried. When things don't turn out the way they thought they would, they may feel regret and disappointment. Some Sigma men need to learn how to strike a balance between using their brain power for good and expelling too much energy on worrying about things that won't actually happen. Try some of these tips to help you stay on task and not think too much. Take breaks from your responsibilities often to unwind and relax. If you're stressed out, take a walk or read a book. When you have a problem, try to break it up into smaller pieces that are easier to handle, so you can focus on one thing at a time instead of getting overwhelmed by everything that needs to be done. If you tend to worry about things that might happen, but probably won't, try to talk yourself out of those thoughts and turn your attention to more productive or positive ones. Overthinking can be a good thing sometimes, but if you're not careful, it can also lead to all kinds of problems. So don't let yourself get into this bad habit. 3. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. In the traditional sense, there is no such thing as failure when it comes to success. That's because every setback and disappointment can be seen as a chance to learn something new, to try again, and do better the next time. But this way of thinking also means taking chances and putting yourself out there, even if you aren't sure what will happen. Sigma males are known for their analytical and problem-solving skills, so it can be hard for some of them to take big risks. But as the saying goes, you miss 100% of the shots you don't try. If you always wait for the perfect time or chance to come along, you might never do anything. You need to learn how to deal with uncertainty and take on new challenges with a sense of adventure and curiosity. Obviously, this doesn't mean you should be careless or reckless. You still need to do your homework and make smart, well-thought-out decisions. But you should also be willing to take a leap of faith every now and then, even if it means making mistakes or running into problems along the way. So, if you're stuck in a rut or feeling overwhelmed by life's challenges, remember that success comes to those who are willing to take risks and keep moving forward. So don't be afraid to reach for the stars and follow your dreams, because you never know what you might achieve if you don't even try. Don't wait for the perfect time to take that picture. You might be surprised by how much you can do. 4. Thinking you don't have a reason to live. Finding a sense of purpose in life is one of the hardest things for some young Sigmas to do. Some Sigmas worry about their purpose because they are still trying to figure out who they are, or because they are having a hard time waiting for the right fit. But here's what I mean. You don't have to have all the answers or feel like you have your life figured out to set meaningful goals and follow your dreams. Many of the most successful people in the world have gone through times of uncertainty, confusion, and self-doubt before finding the courage to follow their hearts and go after what they really want. So, if you're having trouble finding a purpose or feeling lost, it's time to stop thinking about what you don't have and start thinking about what you do. Instead of worrying about where you fit in or what your life's purpose is, why not start setting goals and doing things today? If you're still having trouble figuring out what makes you happy or even figuring out what your natural strengths are, there are many tools and resources that can help. But if all else fails and you still feel lost, remember that your sense of purpose doesn't have to be tied to a single calling. You can instead follow more than one passion and go in different directions. Don't forget that your goals and dreams can be whatever you want them to be. So instead of worrying about what your life's purpose is, why not just make memories along the way? You decide what your sense of purpose is, so be happy about where your goals are taking you. 5. Not everything in life is fair. Many Sigma males have a strong sense of right and wrong, so they usually expect life to be fair and honest. Still, no matter how hard they try, the world is often less predictable than they thought it would be. This can make them feel frustrated or upset when life doesn't turn out the way they thought it would, or when things don't go their way. But these Sigma males need to realize that life isn't supposed to be fair all the time. Our world is a chaotic place where we're always thrown into new and unexpected situations that sometimes defy logic or common sense. Even though this can make us feel frustrated and confused on the outside, it shouldn't stop us from being ourselves on the inside. So, if you're one of those Sigmas who can't figure out why life isn't following your rules, remember that sometimes bad things happen for no reason at all. And instead of letting it make you feel bad, think about how you want your life to go. You might be surprised by some of the things you find along the way. 6. You can't change how other people see you. There's no question about it, Sigmas are often misunderstood or criticized for being who they are. But what some of these Sigma men don't understand is that you can't control how other people think of you. Even if someone doesn't agree with your views, ideals, preferences, or life choices, that doesn't give them the right to judge you or put down your beliefs. Even though it may be easier to say than to do, you shouldn't let other people's thoughts or actions change who you are as a person. Make sure you continue to stand up for what you care about and stay true to who you are, no matter how other people react to your decisions. If this means you have to wear what you want or say what you think, then do it. Remember that no one can make you change who you are on the inside, so don't let anyone else try. After all, no one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. There's a reason why Sigma males are often called the lone wolves of the world. Living as a Sigma male can be lonely at times in this shallow world, but peace and freedom make up for it. You are only in charge of yourself and how you present yourself. Whether your personality is best for quiet reflection or standing out from the crowd, it's what makes you special. You're not an alpha male, you're a Sigma male. So quit caring what other people think. 7. Your best qualities can also be your worst ones. Sigma males have a lot of good things that make them who they are, but they also have some bad things. For example, these men tend to be independent and sure of themselves, which makes them too hard on themselves when things don't go as planned. This can also make them less likely to ask for help or support when they need it, which reinforces the idea that they don't need anyone else. High personal standards and strong determination are great qualities, but they can also be bad things if they aren't balanced with compassion and self-love. To avoid this, you should know that if you want to get somewhere quickly, you should go alone. But if you want to go far, you need to go with others. 8. Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. No matter how smart or skilled you are, you will never reach your full potential if you aren't willing to work hard and be dedicated. Sigma males need to learn this lesson early on if they want to reach their goals and live up to their full potential. Of course, this doesn't mean you have to be a workaholic and spend every waking moment trying to reach your goals. It just means that if you want something badly enough, you have to make it a priority in your life. This might mean giving up some time for parties or other things that keep you from going after your dreams. To move up, you need to be dedicated, focused, and persistent. But if you're willing to put in the work, no amount of talent will stop you from reaching your goals and becoming the man you've always dreamed of being. 9. Comparison takes away happiness. Have you ever heard the saying, "Comparison steals joy"? It's a well-known quote that rings true for many people, including Sigma males. We often compare ourselves to others to figure out how valuable we are. But we don't realize that this can make us feel bad about ourselves and stop us from being truly happy. Many immature Sigma men struggle with feelings of insecurity and self-doubt, and often, comparison is a major cause of these negative feelings. When you compare yourself to other people, you tend to focus on what makes them different from you. Their looks, what they've done, or how well-known they are. And it can make you feel like you're not good enough or that you don't measure up. But the truth is that everyone has their own unique strengths and weaknesses, and instead of trying to compete with others, we should work on our own growth and improvement instead of trying to beat them. This can be done by setting and achieving goals, learning new skills and talents, or just focusing on the present and being thankful for what we have. So, if you always compare yourself to other people, try to turn your attention away from them and toward yourself. At the end of the day, we're all just trying to be our best selves, so there's no point in competing with others. And that's something to be proud of, not something to compare ourselves to. Your journey and destination are unique, so don't let comparisons steal your joy along the way.